Alongside Hall of Famer Grant Hill and Coach Dan Van Gundy, this is Brian Anderson. Allie LaForce joins us from the sidelines. Barnes with it, guarded by Adebayo. Quickly, outside, inside, Barnes. Adebayo grabs the board.
Well, they know he can finish at the rim, but the defense did just enough to force the miss.
And both backcourts in this one stand cream of the crop.
Well, a lot of people would say that this is a guard-oriented league. I think it's a league of all the positions, but tonight, certainly, whoever can win that guard battle will probably go home with the W.
Certainly the headliner tonight. Hits the trifecta.
And that's what they want to do. Get him open looks early.
Hero for three. It's hauled in by the Raptors.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
Ingram with the ball. Guarded by Adebayo.
Oh, the athleticism of Ingram. Exceptional at skying up for slams.
Hero for three. Pirtle grabs a miss.
Well, the defense got lucky there. More often than not, he's making that shot.
Down low. And the dunk by Pirtle.
They're really settling into a nice rhythm now, starting to gain the upper hand.
Yeah, you're seeing their offense in a flow. Now it's time for their defense to turn up the heat a little more.
Grant, would you say the Raptors are in the process of starting over?
You know, I certainly don't think that's the wrong thing to call it, B.A. Coaching changes, some big trades. They're shuffling things around and trying to start building something new.
And your first NBA coaching job was with the Miami Heat stand. I was as an assistant back in the 90s, just a few years ago.
Yeah, just a few, Brian. And the Heat have changed a lot. The game has changed a lot over those years. Look, back then, the Heat were probably the most physical team in the NBA, and it was just knockdown, drag-out fights all the time.
Back to Ingram. Goes back up. Kicks it out to Barnes. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Baseline try. First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Hero outside. Shot clock at 6. Rebound Toronto. Knocked away. And so it's Eric Spoelstra with the timeout here. He's going to talk it over with his guys.
Yeah, hoping to tap into something that'll get them clicking.
Yeah, they just have to be more patient. Less forcing and more passing.
Off the inbound. Pass to Adebayo. Hero left side to the paint. Well, the defender's stopping the developing fast break. That looks like a transition take foul. And he'll be shooting his first free throw. You know, Grant, an underrated area of improvement for Scotty Barnes has been his defense.
You're spot on, B.A. I mean, we've seen an elevated intensity from him on that end. Finding more denials, attacking the ball, really proving himself as an effective stopper.
Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
The Raptors are still developing. Coach Darko Rajakovic said, "We're focusing on offensive execution and player development. It's about what we need to do night in and night out, regardless of the opponent. As we grow, we'll teach more schemes for opponent preparation. BA step by step."
Yeah, it's a process, Allie. Thank you.
And early on, they've been on a tear, just getting whatever they want offensively.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly how you want to start a game, with a big offensive push.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
Once he gets in deep on the defense, there is no way he's missing a layup like that.
Barrett can't hit. Heat trailed by 12. Now Hero. And he banks in the layup.
You're busting his way inside. Hero making sure he kept moving toward the hoop.
And Ingram has got the ball here for the Raptors. Right through the D for the layup. Ingram's got 7.
They've controlled the paint so far. That's been the difference.
Yeah, it's not difficult to figure out why they built this lead. They have been dominant in the paint.
Now here's Adebayo. Still no points. Here's Wiggins. Out of bounds. The Raptors will take it. There's 42 seconds left to play in the first quarter. And the call will be against Brandon Ingram. That's his first foul.
And great job to establish position and square up.
First personal foul. First team foul.
Hero with it. Good work there as it goes. Hero's gotten his second bucket.
You got to do more than that to stop Hero. He's superb at staying under control.
The 3 from Barnes. Heat trailed by 10. 2-second difference between shot and game clock. That one drops for him.
Well, when you have a scorer as skilled as he is, you do everything you can to get him the looks he needs.
Barnes, it's good. He's got 7.
They've been very effective so far. A balanced attack at its best.
Yeah, now it's all about maintaining this lead, but you can't start playing it safe. You got to keep attacking and executing.
The size mismatch makes that a high percentage look.
Here's Quickly. That misses. Would have counted had it gone. And so it's Toronto, up by a healthy 8 points at the end of the period. And it's mostly due to their superb shooting. They've wasted very few possessions. All right. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. All right, guys, some stats here. The scoring breakdown for the Raptors.
Well, they're in a great flow. The ball's moving. All those assisted buckets means the offense is running well.
Yep, that one goes. Hero's got 8.
And you like the balance here, not just falling in love with the 3-ball.
And Grant, the Heat, last season retiring Udonis Haslem's number 40.
Yeah, he played his entire 2-decade career in his hometown of Miami. And for all of his contributions on the floor, what he meant to this organization off the floor was just as important. A savage reverse jam. That takes great body control.
No question. He was making a statement right there, man. Here's Pirtle. The rebound by Ware. Heat trailed by 4. Wow, potent offense. It's been fun to watch.
Oh! Wow!
BA, I'm not sure he should be flaunting around the rim like that with this game so close.
Oh, it's risky, but it sure did look good. Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. To the inside. Adebayo. And he hits it to tie the game.
The moment Bam gets the ball close in, he's really hard to stop.
Here's Quickly. And it's flushed down. A nice jam.
Oh, my! That's why we have those breakaway rims.
Dude, he risked pulling the whole thing down to the floor right there.
He slams it home and gets some extra camera time chilling on the rim.
Yeah, he did spend a little time up there, didn't he? And it's Miami's ball. A big stretch here going, 10-2. Here's Wiggins. Whoa, Wiggins with feeling.
Making it look so easy. Wiggins has crazy hops. Can really get up there.
Pass to Barnes. Three-pointer. Oh, he drains the three, and he'll go to the line for one more. It goes on Bam Adebayo. All right, Grant, give it to us straight here. What's the deal with star treatment in the NBA, you think?
Star treatment? What is that, B.A.? No, I think some players have a reputation which might help them on 50-50 calls. And you could argue that some players have a reputation that hinders them on the 50-50 calls. So it really just all depends.
And so it's Eric Spoelstra with the timeout here. Coach wants to speak to his guys, maybe alter some of the game plan.
To the baddest dance team in the NBA, your Miami Heat Dancers.
And so Hero will bring it up for the Miami Heat. Trailing by 2. Quickly with a rebound. And here are the Raptors now. They've led by as many as 14. And during the first few seasons of Immanuel Quickley's career, he was seen primarily as a scorer, Grant.
Yes, but recently has blossomed into a more versatile threat. The leap we've seen in his passing has been especially impressive. He's a player to watch out for moving forward.
Here's Wiggins. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line. It's going to be on Brandon Ingram.
Good work by Wiggins going right into the coverage. Now, he knows how to get himself to the line and get the shot off.
And we're just over 2.5 minutes into the second. All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Guys, Scotty Barnes said, my game starts on the defensive end, guarding anybody and taking pride in it. That leads to great offense in transition and just leads me to stay on lockdown throughout the game. Brian?
And Allie, for all his offensive gifts, that focus on defense is what makes him special. Hero outside. Oh, what a nice defensive play to disrupt the lob. It's Quickley with a drive. And here's Ingram outside. Connects from downtown. Ingram's got 10 points in the game.
Look at how smooth Ingram's shot is. Hard off the pass, he puts up a silky jumper.
Anderson gets the bucket.
Credit their discipline. They've been working for high percentage shots.
Quickley with the ball. Hero picks him up. Pass to Barrett. Oh, again, Toronto with a triple.
You gotta like the quick decision making from Barrett. Not even hesitating at all off the catch.
Here's Ware. Adebayo sets a screen to the middle. And Adebayo slams it in.
Woo! B.A., that's lit.
Ferocious all the way. Man, that was good. The 3 from Barnes. And again, Toronto with a triple.
Not the best three-point shooter in the league, but he's got enough skill that you can't just let him fire it up.
Inside. Pass to Ware. Hey, in 6 attempts, he's made 5. Talk about efficiency.
Nice execution by the offense, generating a good look.
Here's Ingram. Miami grabs the miss. 36 seconds left in the second. Here's Adebayo. That shot off. Ooh, excellent D there from Barnes. And he makes no mistake. Slam dunk.
He's an opportunistic scorer in the open floor. Barrett makes sure to take advantage of these chances whenever he can. I just love the aggressive finish.
I'm thinking he's sending a strong message with that jam. Knocks it loose. Stolen by Anderson. With 1 on the clock. And it's in! Oh! Nails the buzzer beater! Are you kidding?
Makes his selection just in time. Well done.
Well, it's good to have a player on the floor with that kind of awareness. He recognized the situation.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, this second half could turn out to be a great one, as both teams trying to gain an edge. Miami trailing. To the inside. For the tie. Misses the layup. Down low. Elbow. And he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run.
Putting that pass right in his stride. Didn't have to slow up and was able to complete the play.
To the paint. On the wing, Grady Dick. Pass to Agbaji. Here's Mobo. Fires the three. Mitchell grabs a miss. Inside. Here's Anderson. Uneasy, too, on the layup.
The defense couldn't collapse quickly enough.
And you think about what Jaquez has done early in his career. It's pretty impressive, Stan.
Well, Brian, people tend to underrate college players who play multiple years. He was basically a finished product before he reached the NBA.
Back to Love. That one's good. This game is all even. Love's got his first bucket in this one.
And you can't lose sight of Love in these pick and rolls. He's skilled at converting in different ways.
Here's Dick. Sends it home from three-point land.
Yeah, well, passing it inside out is always a good idea. You can usually get your teammate a clean look.
The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
I always love the hard work on the glass. Just great activity.
Down low. Mobo gets the bucket. And the Raptors lead by 3.
Another shot right in the lane. That's been their MO this evening.
To the inside. Anderson. Ooh, good finish at the rack on the slick feed. Anderson's got 6 here in the quarter. Just under 2.5 minutes into this third quarter now. Here's Mobo. 4 on the clock. Here's Boucher. And the layup is good off the glass.
Able to get a layup out of that one. That's just soft defense there.
Right side, Mitchell. And the shot goes in. Here's Dick. And there's a bevy of young talent in the NBA right now. Who are you most excited to see grow into a star, Stan?
Well, what I'm really excited about, Brian, is to see which of these young talents becomes true stars, transformative guys. Certainly Chet Holmgren and Wembanyama have already had this great rivalry. Scotty Barnes has become the next big point guard. We see Anthony Edwards, Paolo Banchero. There's a lot of guys that could be the guy, and it'll be fun to find out who actually develops into that player.
As the torch is passed, who's going to take the mantle?
Impressive one-hand slam right there, B.A.
Man, as long as he's confident about it, I'm good with it. Maybe use two hands next time. He knows where he is. To the middle. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting.
Well, that was clearly a foul.
These are his first free throws of the game.
Anderson.
The free throw drops for Anderson. And Anderson drops them both. The Raptors with a lead. Pass to Battle. Launches it. Anderson pulls it down. Now here's Jaquez. He nails it, and we're tied.
You can really see their confidence growing as this game has gone on. They have reason to believe now.
Yeah, they're in this one. They have some momentum on their side, and they just need to keep up the intensity.
And it's the Heat with the ball. To the inside. Oh, here's Love with the jam.
And I love how he's pushing the tempo and creating for others. He does this game in and game out. Incredible.
Yeah, when you're moving the ball like that, it just keeps everyone engaged in the game.
They are unconscious from outside. And so far, the defense has had no answer.
Look, when the three is falling like this, there's not a whole lot you can do defensively.
Mitchell with the ball. And it's Boucher picking him up. Clock at 6. To the paint. Over Boucher. Love. The shot comes out. Oh, good D by Boucher. Here's Agbaji. No good. Misses at the buzzer. And the game's still closely contested as we end the third quarter. It's the Raptors. They're up by 1.
54.
Man, I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. And here's Quickly. He'll bring it up for Toronto. They've led by as many as 14. Here's Ingram. Good. That's his 5th bucket in 9 attempts.
And coming down the stretch, both teams still playing fantastic offense.
Yeah, in hopes that your opponent is just going to go cold. That's not going to happen, it doesn't look like in this one. This might go down to whoever has the last possession.
Pass to Robinson. Fires for 3. And it's Toronto with a rebound. Knocked loose. Here's Battle. Here's Agbaji. Nails it from beyond the arc.
That's inexcusable defense right there. You gotta contest the shot better than that.
Outside, Anderson. For 3, Robinson. Pure from 3-point range.
Anything you can do, I can do better. That one felt a little personal right there.
Well, and as a fan of the game, you have to love these back and forth moments.
Here's Boucher for 3. And again, Toronto with a triple.
Exchanging buckets from downtown. That's been a staple of tonight's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Outside Jaquez. Pass to Anderson. Robinson with it. Just 5 to shoot. The Heat need to get one up in a hurry. Anderson can't get it to go. Toronto leading by 6. Here's Agbaji. Banked it in off the glass. Agbaji's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Woo-hoo, just great work cashing in on the fast break.
Well, converting on those transition opportunities is just so important.
It's winning time, and that's a winning play.
And that's a foul called on Duncan Robinson. That's his first foul. So it's both teams making substitutions here. And so it's Erik Spoelstra with the timeout here. No doubt he's going to utilize the opportunity to make sure they're all on the same page here.
Attention fans, now on the court is your high star. Get loud and let them hear it. All right, crowd, it's time to get out
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Well, over the break, I listened in on Eric Spoelstra's huddle. He told the guys to stay after it inside. He said our play inside is terrific right now. He said don't lose any of that intensity. Stay strong down there. It's always nice to hear a coach enjoying his team's play. Back to you.
Appreciate the report, Allie. And Eric Spoelstra decides to call timeout. He wants their game plan to be crystal clear at this point.
Dance crew, give them a round of applause.
Toronto leading by 6. Quickly deciding where to go with it. Lays it up and banks it in.
And he gives up some size inside, but makes a great adjustment on the finish.
Yeah, you got to love that kind of effort. Getting in there and fighting through the defense.
Hero outside.
You love this intensity from Hero. I mean, he's willing to get physical there inside.
First personal foul.
And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Raptors.
Well, they've really been sharing the basketball. All coaches talk about that, trying to get their teams to do it. It's really great when you see it in action.
A perfect trip to the line narrows the gap.
And so it's Ingram with it. He brings it up for the Toronto Raptors. Stolen by Wiggins. Pass to Adebayo. Shakes him. Barnes with the rebound. The Raptors with a lead. Fourth quarter keeps moving along. 3 minutes gone by now. Now here's Ingram. The three from quickly. Anderson pulls it down. It's Wiggins on the wing. Ooh, Andrew Wiggins taking flight.
Plays with a bit of quiet intensity, but Wiggins has shown the ability to rise up in the big moments.
Well, that's what you expect from him in this situation.
Toronto leading by 3. Pass to Ingram. Misses from close range. Fast break Miami. Here's Wiggins. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2.
Second personal foul.
Wiggins has always had a knack for that. Get inside, force the D to commit, and draw the foul.
And a tough break as his second attempt is no good at the line.
And they need to play good defense here. That trip to the line helped and hurt.
Second team foul.
Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. And here's quickly. Pass to Pirtle. Kicks it out to Barnes. Outside Ingram. Clock at 4. Tries again. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair.
And with Barrett, we know he can score the ball. Now he must focus on becoming a better passer and facilitator.
And so he drops them both. And it's a 4-point ball game.
Great work at the line under pressure. They're that much closer to putting this game away.
Down low. Inside. Here's Ware. Cash. And he's brought them within 2 points now.
There is absolutely no fear in his eyes. He loves the moment.
Yeah, and I can say from experience, his coach just breathed a huge sigh of relief.
Barnes. It doesn't go for him. Oh, great D that time from Adebayo.
And this is so critical. They now have to score every trip up the floor.
Yeah, they need everything to break their way at this point if they're going to rally back.
It's stolen by Pirtle.
Yeah, just a must-foul situation to stop the clock.
And no good as the first free throw misses. We'll see if he can hit the second. That's good. Going 1 of 2 from the line. And that makes it a 3-point lead.
And looking to even the score with a huge three.
Absolutely need a 3 here.
And that's an intentional foul.
You don't want to stop the clock right there. I'm not quite sure what he was thinking.
Good on the first. And that brings him within 2 here. And so Hero nails both of them. Quickly outside. And they foul intentionally. That's what they have to do at this point.
Yeah, no choice but to foul in that situation. Although, that's not the guy you want to send to the free throw line.
And he hits both free throws here. And it's a 3-point game.
That was a giant trip to the line.
And he commits the intentional foul. He gets the first, and that brings him within 2 here. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. So it's the Raptors taking the W in a close one. With the late victory, they upset Cleveland.